Good Monday Makers. It's time for another build roundup. And in these episodes, we showcase projects that you share in the community and through email and other various channels. In this week's episode, we're going to be checking out a camping slider bed, a plant support cage, a roof rack, a plant sunshade, and a riding lawnmower canopy. All kinds of great projects. Let's jump right in and check them out. First up is Dan's slider bed for a camper conversion that he's working on. This is really awesome. This utilizes the design that we've seen quite a few times in the community. Here it is, all set up. You can see here, the bed is put in place. It's got the mattress and the sheets and everything on there. And here is a picture of the frame with the slider mechanism all the way installed and kind of slid into the frame. And basically what this is, you can see that there are crossbars going from one side of, I guess this is a van, or maybe it's a camper or RV, but you can see that there is a metal bar going from one side to the other, and there's 3 total of those. And this would just be the bed frame. You'd put slats in between them, and then you just have your bed there, and it would be this size. But Dan utilized the same technique that Tim first shared a while back, where basically you put 1-inch PVC over top of the metal bars here, and then you secure those to the metal bars with 2 hole straps that fit around them, as you can see here. And then he just made a slider kind of extension frame out of 3/4-inch EMT conduit and maker pipe T connectors. And that just slides in and out and kind of extends the whole frame and just increases the bed size. And here's a close-up of the PVC and the 2 hole straps securing those in place. And then you just slide this out. And once you do that, you have a full-size bed, which is super cool. Slider beds are really popular in camper conversions, and this is a great way to do it with conduit and PVC and just a few simple materials. So thanks so much, Dan, for sharing this. Really great build. Next up is this project from JS, and this is a hibiscus plant support cage. As you can see here, they basically just built a tower with a bunch of rungs going around it. And it looks like they used 1/2-inch EMT conduit and 90-degree connectors from Maker Pipe, and basically just did, a rectangle tower that goes all the way up and is supporting the plant, as you can see here. The plant has grown a lot since that first picture, and it's a lot of flowers, a lot of plant there, and really cool, beautiful plant. And it looks awesome. You can't even really see the cage on the inside, and I guess it's doing its job. It's supporting it and keeping everything nice and supported and secured there. And he said that he used to use the green aluminum poles from Lowe's, but they didn't really hold up very well. So now he pounded, I think, 3/4-inch or 1-inch galvanized pipe in the ground, and then slid 3/4-inch EMT or 1/2-inch EMT conduit into that. There you can see there, it's got the galvanized pipe pounded into the ground, and then the conduit frame slides into that. And he said they had a storm with 40-mile-an-hour winds recently, and it didn't budge, which is great to hear. So really awesome project, JS. Thanks so much for sharing this. Really appreciate it. Next up is Conan's roof rack, and this is really cool. Looks like he's got some kind of a 4-door sedan, or I guess it's really like a SUV, and basically just made a roof rack for it using conduit and maker pipe. And the design is very similar to what we've seen in the past, where it's just 90-degree connectors in the corners to make a big rectangle. And of course, you can customize these dimensions based on your vehicle and your roof size and what you want to carry. And then he's got some T connectors to add pipes going from the front to the back. And then he used T connectors to add support to the top rung as well. As you can see, going all the way around just to kind of secure or just kind of add some support all the way around from the bottom rung to the top. And then just, of course, use 90s in all 8 points in the corners, basically to just make the 2-rung basket design. Like I said, this is a really common design that we see when people share their roof rack, and it's really great. And we don't really see how it's secured to the frame, unfortunately, or to the roof rails, but that really is the main problem that you have to solve whenever you're building your own custom roof rack. It's pretty easy to make the roof rack, like I said, customize the dimensions and everything based on what you want to carry, but then you have to figure out how to adapt it to your roof rails on your vehicle. And we did a full roundup of different roof racks, and we talked about a few different solutions in that. So you can check out that video. I'll link it down below. We should do a video like hack roundup where we showcase different solutions for mounting roof racks to vehicles. If you guys want to see that, let me know in the comments. But this is a great roof rack from Conan. Thanks so much for sharing this. Really awesome build. Next up is a garden shade, and this was shared by Janet. And this is really great. You can see they've got a bunch of raised garden beds, and I think they're growing mostly tomatoes, and Looks like some other vegetables in there. And basically, they just made a sunshade to give some protection from the sun to these plants that are growing in here. It looks like they used 90-degree connectors. I see some 180-degree connectors, and basically just built this framework around the different garden beds, kind of, again, customized the dimensions based on the space that they're working in. And then they added the sunshade is kind of draped over everything and then secured in place with the conduit cover clips you can find on the MakerPipe website. And everything looks like it's holding up great and just looks like an awesome plant sunshade. Nice and simple, but gets the job done and adds some sun protection and just keeps the plants nice and cool in this hot weather that we're all experiencing. Thanks so much, Janet, for sharing this. Awesome job. Next up is this riding lawnmower canopy from James. And this is really cool. We've seen a couple of tractor canopies in the past, similar to that over there, but basically just kind of had that same idea and wanted to make it for the riding lawnmower. And this is really awesome. You can see on the back of the riding lawnmower, he used square tubing. And I don't know if he just welded that to the back panel here on the lawnmower or if he drilled holes and secured it that way with bolts. Can't really see. Looks like some kind of bracket there. Maybe this is an existing thing that you can buy for lawnmowers. That would be cool. But basically similar to what we saw with JS's cage support cage or plant support cage, where the conduit just sits inside of it. Basically the same thing is happening here, where this canopy is sitting inside of the square tubing, as you can see there. And it's just 3/4 inch EMT conduit, looks like. And basically the verticals go up, and then he used adjustable angle connectors to add some support to the top of the frame. I would imagine that is a 90-degree connector in the corner, and to basically just make this rectangle. And then he just draped the sunshade and pulled it tight to the frame. Looks like using metal zip ties, I think, which we talked about on the channel recently, which is a great way to secure that. And it just looks really awesome. And I noticed too, I think, yeah, there's a cup holder attached to it. So that's really cool. Added another larger cup holder. Got to get your coffee on there whenever you're mowing your grass or beer, whatever it is you're drinking while you're mowing the grass. So that's really cool. Thanks so much, James, for sharing that. Awesome job and a great project. And that's all the projects that I have for you this week. Hope you guys enjoyed it. You can find them all linked down below if you want to check any of them out in more detail. Thanks, everybody, for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.